One thing, if you like Elon Musk's plan to start human existence on a completely virgin planet, you have to work out how to generate energy that will power all systems. You need to know how Reactor will provide energy for its Mars colonies, which is not practical all the way to transport fossil fuels and create stations to Mars. But billionaire businessmen have come up with an innovative solution for a portable but powerful way to build energy nuclear reactors. How powerful is the Musk Reactor nuclear reactor, and how can humans who travel to Mars not benefit from it? No small part due to the most famous accidents. Chernobyl. Many people are skeptical about the health of these accidents. When it comes to nuclear energy, they will protest if anyone is seen in their backyard. However, nuclear energy is a viable source of power for many applications, including industrial and domestic use. Elon Musk is a strong supporter of nuclear energy and has legitimate reasons. Surprised by the amount of. While attending a code conference in Los Angeles last year, it was necessary to comment on Germany's decision to shut down its nuclear power plant. That would force the country to rely on coal-fired power plants, Musk said, adding that he did not want to build new nuclear power plants. But we should not shut down those who are working safely. The facts support Reactor's position on Germany, because a study shows that there were 1,100 deaths in the country last year due to increasing pollution. However, facing the reality of Europe's energy this year, Musk has called for an increase in Europe's nuclear energy production. He was referring to Putin's ongoing attack on Ukraine. He tweeted that it was clear that Europe should restart an active nuclear power plants and increase the production of those that are working. While Europe plans to shut down 102 nuclear reactors by the end of this year, Russia is still responsible for about a third of Europe's gas demand because the continent relies on Russian natural gas exports because it fuels fuel. Moving towards renewable energy along with transition. But the transition to renewables is not fast enough for the EU to reduce its dependence on Russian gas, which is not a good position for Europe as it seeks to undermine its ability to wage war with Ukraine. Attempts to impose sanctions on Russia are, in fact, delayed by some member states' restrictions, because they can't think of any other way to get energy. If Europe really wants to be energy-free and not emit carbon while producing electricity, it may have to follow Musk's advice to produce more nuclear energy. Musk also voluntarily ate food grown and prepared near the nuclear power plant on TV to convince people that nuclear reactors, there is no need to be afraid of actors or deadly radiation. Even in Fukushima, Japan, after the nuclear catastrophe, he was in Soma, just 37 miles or 60 kilometers from the epicenter of the catastrophe, where he was installing a solar system. Nuclear energy is practical for many reasons. Generating 800 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity annually is our largest source of clean energy, helping the country avoid generating more than 470 million metric tons of carbon every year. That, equivalent to removing 100 million cars off the road, is in line with Musk's goals inside SpaceX with its electric vehicle company Tesla, where Musk's team is building the world's most powerful rocket. The Starship nuclear energy is usually the source of researched energy. For example, starships could be designed to run on portable nuclear reactors instead of other fuels. Nuclear reactors could also be used to generate electricity on Mars. When the colony begins, Musk seeks to accommodate 1 million people on Mars, and they need a reliable and sustainable force from day one while also building the spacecraft to build the required spacecraft, thinking that will protect the inhabitants of Mars from harsh environments. A portable nuclear reactor from the planet that would require a power source is easy to transport from Earth to Mars. Musk can also carry nuclear fuel more easily. In contrast, he could imagine building a coal-fired power plant on Mars to support life on Mars with fossil fuels that would expose pollutants to a new planet. Not surprisingly, when a group of engineers left SpaceX, they built it, a company that works on nuclear reactors. This startup is known as Reactor, and it is a portable zero-emission power. The first of its kind is that it works wherever you need electricity. Unlike conventional nuclear plants that are fixed somewhere, the company is headed by Doug Bernal, researching energy sources for the Castori Mars colony. While Bernal is also sold on Musk's Mars mission and believes that the best energy option for Mars is a micro-reactor, he feels that many nuclear reactors have an immediate promise on Earth. The cars have received $1.2 million in funding, including Charlie Songhurst Hank, Vigil Josh Manchester, and Tom McNerney praised Tom Radiant, saying that Radiant's innovative and passionate team has the expertise of SpaceX, as well as the impressive credentials of the nuclear industry to bring new clean energy solutions to market. Needed to bring, and I'm excited to be part of my journey. The company has already obtained a temporary patent for it. Significant advances in portable nuclear reactors. One of these technological advances reduces the cost and time required to refuel the reactor, and the other enables greater efficiency in heat transfer from the reactor core. Radiant Beetle Energy also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Alliance, which manages the Idaho National Laboratory. The deal was to jointly develop and test Radiant's new nuclear technology. The California-based company says it has a competitive edge over its competitors because of its team's rapid replication of nuclear technology products, and there specializes in commercializing complex technologies. Competitors who staff their companies with people with academic backgrounds develop Radiant Boost engineers engineering products. Radiant microreactors are well suited for operations in remote locations such as Arctic villages and remote military bases. Most existing locations rely on fossil power generators, which face logistical problems. Transportation of goods and fuel can be a matter of life and death. For example, the U.S. military's 2018 US Army report states that 360,000 people were killed during Operation Iraqi Freedom 2 and Operation Enduring Freedom 2 in 9 years. About half of the casualties were caused by enemy attacks. Radiant's microreactors, however, during ground transport missions generate clean energy that can run year-round without adding new fuel. Even when you refuel, it is easier to move fuel. Smaller reactors can work. Underground Radiant's reactors generate more than 1 megawatt of electricity, which is enough to supply electricity to about 1,000 homes. 8 years. If you connect more than 1 microreactor, you can produce enough to power an entire city or a military base. And the Radiant's microreactor is much safer than conventional nuclear reactors. The use of helium coolant greatly reduces the risk of corrosion, boiling, and the pollution associated with more conventional water coolers than conventional nuclear fuels that do not melt and withstand high temperatures. Radiant is a very well established and making its design and development work easier by using it extensively. The experimental fuel company says the Department of Energy has spent millions of dollars on fuel tests. While Bernoulli is already working with the US Department of Energy, his company is also working with the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense, ready to be Radiant's biggest client because it wants to power its numbers bases where access to electricity is impossible or difficult due to the aforementioned hazards. The Department of Defense wants to eliminate the use of diesel and other fuels in remote areas if possible, thereby providing logistical radiance and micro-radiation. Army budget for actors will be very low. Highly suited to the Department of Defense's energy needs, the killer is targeting a system that you can configure within 72 hours of the delivery of modules of micro-reactors, which the Army appreciates that the Department of Defense also scaling is banking on capacity. Radiance micro-reactors. It can easily move units between bases to meet changing power requirements. What do you think of the micro-reactors working on Mars in the comments section below?